Yo, honestly, Idubbbz, you should be ashamed of yourself, nigga. Ruining your entire career over what, nigga? Over Dick Ryan and Hassan? Bro, I never seen nothing like this. Ethan and Hassan have beef. You know, they just debated, bro. I think this is probably the first time I've ever watched Hassan debate anyone, bro. This nigga is the dumbest nigga. I don't know how you can sit there and listen to this nigga and think he's smart. Hassan's like smart to dumb niggas, bro. If you're a nigga who doesn't know anything about anything and you're like left leaning, like far left leaning, I can see how you like this nigga, bro. If you listen to nobody else, nigga, have no anything that's even centrist or slightly right, you just turn that shit off automatically. I can see how you could like this nigga, bro. I don't know how you watch this interview. I don't care how biased you are. I don't see how you watch this nigga debate Ethan and sit here and think this nigga comes out on top or sounds smart at all. This nigga, the only way this nigga probably wins debates is because he probably spends all his time online, watching propaganda, like whatever, or creating propaganda or whatnot. And he probably knows more than your average individual because your average individual is dumb as hell. Your average individual doesn't know anything about Israel or Palestine or the history of that, nor really should they, to be honest, because this is America. Who the fuck cares about any of that shit? But nonetheless, your average person doesn't know much about anything, especially politics. So you know, if you know a little bit above that, then you can easily look smart to these dumbass niggas. So nonetheless, though, this nigga sit here debates Ethan gets, in my opinion, Molly. Why the debate's like 4 or 5 hours or some shit. I don't know, nigga. I couldn't sit there and watch that entire shit. But nonetheless, 'cause from what I seen, like nigga, this is just disrespectful. Now, I guess Idubbbz cuck ass, this dumbass bitch ass coward individual. Now that Sam Cedar and his son done came out and debated Ethan, he feels now safe to release a response to Ethan's dismantling of his stupid ass content cop. And this nigga sits there and like Hassan starts off wanting to blame Ethan for the fact that his creator crashes of his boxing event, so-called charity event that never raises money for charity, you know, except for like the first time they did it. You know, any other time they don't fucking raise any money, but you know, it's a charity event. So the whole charity event, the Creator Crash 3, has gone to shit, and they're trying to blame Ethan because you know Idubbbz decided he went to drop a content cop on Ethan right before the creator clash. My dumbass can't speak. The creator clash shit goes before it happens. So now that shit and another and above all that, Jay Paul is apparently fighting on the same day. So yeah, that shit done. A bunch of fighters have dropped out because Idubbbz decided to drop that content cop for the most unnecessary reason. Like, what was the point of dropping a content cop? Since what does this nigga just drop content cops for just any old reason? This nigga dropped a content cop on Ethan because Ethan was mad that people were calling CPS on his kids. Like, bro, let the nigga be a little bit mad. I know Idubbbz dumbass probably can't even produce children. You know, he looks like that nigga looks like he like he's probably like all the testosterone, anything needed to produce a seed, is probably been drained from him from his wife. So I wouldn't expect him to understand the frustration that comes behind niggas fucking with you in that type of fashion. And it's just funny to me how both Idubbbz and Hassan are like, well, they're Mr. Accountability. You know, they're like Ethan, you got to be accountable, bro. You sitting here saying you're sitting there daring to have opinions that we don't like, so obviously people are going to call you a Zionist. Okay, well, Hassan, you sit there and you say a lot of stuff that people are obviously going to take a certain way. So isn't it your fault that people feel that like you're pro-terrorist? Idubbbz, Ethan, you of course people are going to call CPS on your kids because you're sharing stories about uh your kids having diarrhea or whatnot and eating stuff on the ground. You know, because how dare a kid? Because you know kids don't do that apparently. Like nigga, that's what kids do. But you're sharing these stories, so obviously you know the obvious reaction towards hearing that a kid ate stuff off the ground and got diarrhea is to call CPS. Like, well, okay, Idubbbz, then why are you mad that people were saying this and that about your wife? Isn't that shouldn't you be accountable for that? Shouldn't both of y'all be accountable for that since y'all decided to start an OnlyFans? Why are you getting mad that people had an opinion about it, bro? Y'all shared it with the internet, but whatever. No, it's like it's listening to like leftists. It's like listening to leftists who sit there and they try to lecture you about stuff and then they never live by their own rules, but they have all the excuses as to why it's different for them, for why they can not be accountable for stuff, but why you have to be accountable for every single thing, why every single thing that happens bad to you is your fault, but everything that happens bad to them is not their fault. They're good victims, you're not a good victim. You're not a victim at all. You're just someone who needs to take accountability. So, listening to this Idubbbz content cop where he pretty much blames Ethan, he fake pretends to take accountability for ruining Creator Clash because he wants to be a slop tuber again, even though he ran away from that shit because he couldn't take people talking about his wife like the like the pussy little bitch he is. But nonetheless, I guess he's back at it. I don't think anyone would care to get another to get another content cop. Like, honestly, bro, you need to retire that shit, bro. You don't know how to make a coherent point at all, nigga. You should retire in disgrace. But nonetheless, he sits there, low key blames Ethan for uh ruining a charity event, even because Lena, uh the Epic Meal Times guy, yeah, he dropped out. All these people dropped. Lena dropped out because she works for H3H3. You know, I don't know why you drop a content on H3H3 before this event, not really caring about how it affected her. But again, I Idubbbz takes no accountability for that. He puts all the accountability on Ethan because how dare Ethan get offended that people were calling CPS on his kids, and he wanted his friend of 8 years, who he made a bunch of videos with, to sit there and say something as simple as, "Hey, that's not right." Apparently, that's so hard to do. I guess the easier thing to do was to make a whole entire hour-long video linking up with his ops and torpedoing your event. I guess that's the easy decision to make. So, but nonetheless, the points he makes in this video are just so confusingly dumb. Like, he sits there. I honestly, I didn't get a lot of this stuff. Like a big thing. Uh, the biggest issue that people have with his video is the fact that he left out the fact that CPS was called on Ethan, and his defense for this is just kind of confusing to me. He's like, I left it out because I'm not even sure why he left it out. Like, most of the clips from his video, a lot of them are from the video where Ethan's complaining about CPS getting called on his kids. Like, I cannot really remember his defense for why he did that. He just kind of like, yeah, I did it, and it's because will yeah, I don't know. He just kind of muddies up the timeline, but it doesn't change the fact that a lot of the videos you're using, Ethan's mad. A lot of the stuff the videos, the issues you took issue with was from a video where Ethan and Gila are mad because CPS are calling on their kids. Like, it's kind of hard to defend, like, not including that information in the video. So nonetheless, like, I don't know, this whole entire thing kind of it hurts my head. I'm pretty sure there's a point in this video where Alice pretty much admits that he doesn't care that Ethan got CPS calling his kid. Like, he literally like, I'm glad I didn't defend Ethan when this happened because he low-key deserved it. Because why is you sharing stuff about your toddler eating stuff on the ground? Obviously, people who don't like you are going to weaponize that. Which, how is that obvious? That's insanity. That doesn't make any type of sense for someone that doesn't like. Yes, a normal person would probably assume that if I share a story about my toddler, who's probably crawling around putting stuff in their mouth because they're teething. Again, I'm sure Idubbbz doesn't know anything about that. He probably doesn't have anyone in his family who is breeding, which thank God, bro. We do not need that lineage to continue. Anissa's probably cut off from her entire family for being a turbo thought, not really popular among the Muslims. But hey, her family's good for something. They're good to use their Muslim identity to grandstand and whatnot. So hey, at least they serve that type of purpose. Other than that, Anissa's not. I don't think she's that cool with her family. She's not Muslim herself, but she's going to use that to her benefit. She apparently. No, let me. Why am I even getting to that? The thing that if I feel like if Ethan wasn't justified in his feeling towards Idubbbz in the beginning of this, he certainly is now. Like this video kind of proves that that Ethan was 100% right about Idubbbz being a fake friend. This is the same individual who sat there and kicked Froggy fresh from the second grade class, ruining that. This nigga sit there and ruins everything, ruins charity from because his feelings are hurt, but blame everyone else. You know what I'm saying? So he kicked Froggy Fresh out because Froggy Fresh was cool with Sam Hyde, but that wasn't um Ethan can't be mad because Idubbbz is cool with people who are sitting there and promoting CPS to call who are promoting people to call CPS on him. And he goes through this whole entire thing where he defends Denims to sit there and say, "Oh, Ethan he's being misleading. He's sitting here acting like the whole her Nedim's whole entire chat was just spamming call CPS." It was really only a few people. It wasn't, it was maybe like 10 people. It's like, nigga, there's probably only like 15 people commenting her shit, bro. Does Denim get any views like that? Like, I know I'm not supposed to be talking, but I'm just saying, nigga, for someone who's with Hassan or something, like, none of them motherfuckers get views like that. All they do is dick ride Hassan all day, nigga. Like, that's their entire job. Imagine your entire job was to dick ride a whole other person, nigga. Like me personally, I wouldn't want to do that personally, but fucking these are the people Idubbbz wants to hang around. This nigga used to be the king of the commentary community. This nigga used to be a nigga who made actual content that people thought was funny. He used to make videos with people like Filthy Frank and whatnot. He used to make videos with Ethan, videos that people thought were classic videos. This nigga just instead of doing that, he wants to be a Hassan dick rider. He wants to be a Hassan orbiter. I can't believe it myself. I like quite personally, I'm dumbfounded. I will say one aspect of the video I did like more than his content cop. Is that he finally gets rid of this fake empathetic nonsense that he's been trying to do, like this fake empathy. Like I hate people who sit there and walk around like they're so empathetic or something. It's these people who walk around like I'm an empath. Like no person who's really empathetic goes around telling people they're an empath or they're empathetic or none of this nonsense, bro. Like don't sit there and make an entire hour long hit piece on someone where you're linking up with her ops and try to act like you're this empathetic person because you cry at the end of the video. Like nigga, do what you like. Say how you really feel. Like take the mask off. Like what I'm saying, take the gloves off. Stop trying to be fake nice and say what you really want. Say that you don't care the CPS got caught on his kids. Say you're a Zionist. Your wife's a terrorist. She's this and that. Say what you really want to say and stop being a little bitch about it. Stop pretending to be fake empathetic. And it's okay. You were a coward because people were making fun of your mid ass, thought ass, ugly ass wife. You got mad at it because she started an OnlyFans. Now you felt some type of way, so you walked away. You apologized to all those people who you make content cops on, like Keemstar, Rice Gum, Leafy, all the people who you don't like, but you had to sit there and apologize for it. Your whole entire view on React content changed. You apologize to Jinx and Tana. All these people, you everything you used to believe, you no longer believe in because people insulted your wife, and now you have to stand by that. You have to stand by the fact that as soon as people got something on you that they could roast you back with, you decided to quit the roast battle. You're the worst type of individual. You're a coward. You're a coward. It was fun when you had the gun and no one else had a gun, and you could sit there and say whatever you want about other people because people really had no dirt on you. But when people started roasting you about your wife, you couldn't take it. You're an individual who probably, and nigga, I remember when those Discord leaks or whatnot of your wife leaked, and she was talking about you, and she was sitting there talking about how you wouldn't leave her because you felt that you couldn't do any better than Anissa. That's a sad feeling. That's a sad existence to sit there and understand that you have to stand with someone like Anissa because you can't do any better. I wonder why you can't do any better than Anissa Idubbbz. Nigga, anybody who's average could probably do better than someone like Anissa, bro. Like, I feel sorry for you. So now you done ruined your whole entire life just to be with this mid-ass woman, nigga. And it's fine. You want to return to content cop and slinging mud? It's fine with me. Stop this fake empathetic stuff, bro. Stop this fake ass, bro. I can't even stand listening to most of these niggas, bro. I'm not a fan of Ethan, Hassan, none of these niggas, bro. I can't even sit there and listen to people sit there and cry, be cry bullies like Frogan. Niggas sit here like, oh, it's so horrible what they're saying to Frogan. They're calling her fat. They're calling her ugly. They're calling her Miss Piggy with a hijab. They're sitting here calling her Jabba the Hutt, bro. Nigga, she's all of that. Fuck Frogan. Stop talking shit online, nigga. Showing your ugly fat face online, nigga. Get some views up first before nigga sitting here. Get some subs up. Get your views up before you show your face, nigga. If you're gonna get called ugly and roasted online, at least get some money off it. That's pretty much the end of my opinion, bro. I don't really have any organization to my thoughts because this whole entire thing is stupid to me. This whole entire thing started because niggas had a slight difference of an opinion on a complicated situation going on in the Middle East. They both agree on a lot of the main stuff, but they kind of have a disagreements when it comes to Ethan feels like civilians should be not harmed, and Hassan kind of feels like eh they're valid targets. You know what I'm saying? Civilians are a valid targets if they're Israeli. Simple as that. Ethan kind of has a problem with terrorists. Hassan kind of doesn't have an issue with it because there's a genocide going on. In Hassan's mind, attacking civilians is bad if they're Palestinian, but if they're Israeli, it's okay. That's kind of where their disagreement. That's where their disagreement kind of happens. Ethan feels like there should be kind of a two-state. Hassan kind of feels like Israel shouldn't exist. That's just kind of where the disagreement is. One's kind of like more, still left, but just not as left. One's far left, like way off the plot. So that's kind of where it all started, and then it just got into all this other nonsense where Ethan is debating Sam Cedar, sitting here. Idubbbz is making a content cop, something he should never be making on fucking on Ethan of all people. Like, how do you justify coming back after you apologize and said all that shit you said? I already knew that fucking Idubbbz didn't mean any of that shit, bro. He's just an individual who got his feelings hurt because people were talking about his wife, and he's like, "Damn, I can't get another wife. This is the only wife I'm going to be able to pull because no other girl with any sense is going to want to be with someone as pathetic as me." That's what Idubbbz said to himself. So he had to do what he had to do. I can't really blame him, but whatever. Nonetheless, those are my thoughts. Hassan and Idubbbz, pathetic individuals in my opinion, dumb individuals.